is very important, and it should be talked about like intensively, because that's what is going to help you build, in fact, let's say best friends, so you understand how. And I'll recommend it to anybody who would, the country doesn't reward people for hard work. So hi everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Zara and I'm a medical student studying in Nigeria, West Africa. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what the educational system, universities in particular, don't teach us, what they don't tell us about, what they don't talk to us about. The honest truth is that most educational system, I'm going to be talking about uni mostly, because is when you're in that part of your life, when you're in the uni, that's when you need most of these things. So I'm going to be using the uni most times. The truth is that the educational system or standard adopts the style of standardized tests, and it seems like they don't care about every other thing or any other thing. So every class you are, there is always an exam to pass or a test to pass. That is what the educational system is basically all about. But it's not supposed to be so. The educational system is supposed to be a teaching system, because that's what education is about, teaching and learning. The first thing I'll say is that uni doesn't teach you about mental health, how to take care of your mental health, how to prioritize mental health above every other thing, because it's very important. It has to be talked about. As I said before, universities and the educational system that the world has adopted mostly concern themselves with standardized tests and examinations, and they don't teach us or teach you how to take care of your mental health, because you need this most especially when once you're a teenager. I feel like your mental health should be top priority. I would have said when you're in your 20s, because being in your 20s has some sort of pressure that accompanies that decade. I don't know why, but being in your 20s, there's pressure to have money, there's pressure to be in a relationship, there's pressure to just do a lot of things, there's pressure to succeed. It's like, oh my god, if you don't succeed in your 20s, that's it, it'll be for you can never succeed again. But that's a lie. A lot of people have become better in their 30s, in their 40s, and so on. So there's a lot of pressures in the 20s. But the truth is now, this thing called mental health, depression, and all mental health related disorders, and is now regressing, is moving back from 20 and above to 19, 18, is now going into the teen age. Can see someone in probably, let's say, junior secondary 2, that person should be around, okay, let's say 11, 12, 13, and the person's already complaining of depression, or they might not actually complain of depression, but showing some signs or feeling depressed, having feelings of depression is very, very possible. Because there's one thing I've noticed, being a medical student, I've noticed that when they teach us, they're like, oh, this is common in this age, but lately we can find it in this age. So some disease conditions that were actually particular to a certain age is now regressing and going to the younger generation. So that's why mental health is very important, and it should be talked about like intensively. Talk about how to take breaks, talk about how to talk to somebody when you are not in a good space. Talk about, I don't know, practical things. Make going to the shrink or a psychologist important, because in Nigeria, let me talk about Nigeria that I'm sure. In Nigeria, when people hear go to the psychologist, what just tell somebody you should go and see a psychologist. Do you know what they will tell you? Am I mad? Do you think I'm mad? But that's not mad. There's a difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist. Okay, let me just put this out here. There are two different things. People who go see a shrink or who go see a psychologist are not mad people. You must not even actually show signs of depression before you go see a shrink or a psychologist. A psychologist is there for different reasons, not just because you think you're mad or you think somebody is mad. So we need to make mental health discussion a very open topic, something that people are comfortable to talk about, because most people don't talk about these things because they are scared, or they don't want to be discriminated, or they don't want to be termed mad. So mental health is something that should be really, really important. And how can you, as a student of life and a student of the university, tackle this thing? Is speak up. I mean, find someone who you're comfortable with. I understand how people don't want to talk to certain people because they feel like their news will cast. But the truth is that when you're feeling a certain kind of way and you know that being alone doesn't solve it or doesn't help you, you should find a friend or someone you can talk to, or go see a psychologist if you don't have any friends, because I know there are people that are surrounded with a lot of people but they don't have real friends. So go see a psychologist, go see a doctor that you can talk to. Another thing that medical school is not concerned about, why am I saying medical school? I'm so sorry, I'm used to saying medical school in my videos, but another thing that uni is not concerned about is your finances. University doesn't care about whether you're learning how to make money or how you're spending money or anything like that. These are things that unfortunately you have to learn for yourself, because leaving home at a very early age, 16 is a very early age. It's not like some people say, oh, it's not very early, but it's actually very early. Leaving home, most people leave home for universities at 15, 16. So leaving home that early, you're still kind of confused, especially when you've been in the comfort of your home. You've been at home for a very long time and you're living to a totally different state or country. It's going to be a lot of things. Balancing a lot of things is going to be really, really like taxing. And one of them is your finances, how you spend money, your saving habits, your investing habits. And that's why it's good to read. Actually, read books, read financial books, make friends with people who are interested in money and who are interested in financial things and investments and saving, because that's what is going to help you. Most of these things I'm going to be saying, making friends is very, very important. Making the right kind of friends is very, very important to most of these things I'm going to be saying. When it comes to your finances, if you leave home at a very early age, or even if you don't leave home at a very early age, but you're kind of, you know what people term of age, like you're older, let's say you're in your 20s and you still don't know how to manage your finances, is a very taxing thing. And you now find yourself in a situation where you're moving from one loan to another, one debt to another, and things like that. You know, I feel like the best time to actually learn how to manage your finances and be in control of your spending and your saving and your investment is when you are not yet earning actively. What do I mean? As a student, and you still receive allowance from your parents or your guardian or whoever, this is the best time to actually learn how to spend and save. If you're doing small business and you're still a student, you don't have like a full-time job or a full-time business, is the best time to learn how to save and spend, how to have a very good money habit, how to have a very good relationship with money. That's the best time, because once you start earning actively and you don't know how to control your spending and know how to organize your saving and your investment, you're just going to spend lavishly and stupidly. You're going to look back and be like, why did I buy this thing? What did I buy this thing for? So this time in my, for example, this time in my life, when I'm still in my 20s, my early 20s, is a time where I'm still experimenting. What are the things that are important to me? What do I place value on? Like for me now, I place value on food. So you see me buying mostly food and food related things, like when it comes to spending, than actual like clothes, shoes, what people term luxury, you know, and probably investing in small things here, there. For me, it's read books and make friends. That is how to improve on your finances. Read books, my dear. Read books and make friends. One of the books that I really enjoy when it comes to finances and making money is actually by a Nigerian author, is The Smart Money Woman and the Smart Money Tribe. I really enjoyed the book because it was not just like, it's not like a finance book. It was also, it had stories. It had a storyline to it. So that's why I actually enjoyed that book, and I'll recommend it to anybody who is interested in managing their finances. Basically, have a good money habit, have a good relationship with money, because you don't want to be moving from loan to loan after loan, debt after debt when you start earning actively. And this one is for my people who are still in their 20s. If you're already earning actively and you find yourself from one loan to another or from one debt to another, try and slay your debts. Find out, make plans to slay your debt, and when you slay your debt, never go back. Because the thing is that loans have a way. I feel like loans have a way of drawing you. Because how will somebody take one loan today? Not for not necessarily for like a business. And understand when people take loans for business, like big businesses, but like you're taking loans to take care of your family need. Like the money you're taking the loan for is not going to generate you any money. Like you're getting loans to pay your house rent. You're getting loans to fuel a car. You're getting loans to buy a car that is a luxury and not for business purposes. how am I supposed to pay that loan? Like, I don't get it. And you just move from one loan to another. You get a loan to pay a loan. You get another loan to pay a loan. You get another loan to pay. That's how your life is. Your life is a life full of loans. I don't advise it for anybody because it can give you hypertension, headache, sleepless nights because you're owing somebody. Ordinary 500 naira that you're owing somebody, you can't sleep well at night. The next thing that the uni doesn't teach you is how to get skills. I mean, if you're a medical student, if you're a lawyer, if you're an engineer, if you're in any department or any course, please do not come out of that school with just the certificate that you have. Even if you're not getting like a certificate for the skill that you acquired, you should acquire a skill. I mean, learn something new, do something that is different from your course. Do you know why I would say this? Because at the end of the day, you might not actually practice what you studied in the university. You might actually end up doing a skill or a talent that you learned. I know people who graduated from medical school. Okay, I don't know them personally, but I've heard of people who graduated from medical school and became actors and actresses. I've heard of people who graduated from medical school and had like a chef business, had a store, like a restaurant or something. So have skills, develop skills, because especially if you're in Nigeria now, to survive in Nigeria, you have to have multiple streams of income, because one, Nigeria doesn't reward people for hard work. The country doesn't reward people for hard work. So you can work from now till, you can work for 12 hours in a day, or in fact 24 hours in a day, and you don't get the equivalent of that amount you spent in money form. But compared to other people in other parts of the world, somebody can work for 2 hours and be earning triple the amount that you earn after working for a whole day. That's how bad it is at this moment. So if you don't have multiple streams of income, my dear, you're not going to live the life that you want to live. Having multiple streams of income is hard work on its own, and having multiple streams of income can sometimes be from a skill that you learned or have always had. Another thing I would say is, the final thing is that, which will wrap all these things up that I have said, is that the uni doesn't prepare you for the world. Universities don't prepare you for the outside world. You know, I remember when I was in secondary school, some teachers would be like, you're not ready for the world, you're not ready for the world. That's the only thing they will say, but they will not teach you how to be ready for the world. Everybody's just like, you're not ready for the world, oh, the world is not ready for you, oh. Everybody's just telling you how hard it is in the world, but nobody's actually telling you how to conquer these things, or how to survive, or how to move past any challenge that you have. Sometimes you have to find them out for yourself, and that's actually when you now say, you're growing, or you're getting matured. But I feel like it's not actually always supposed to be like that. There's some mistakes that are being made that can be prevented by just teaching and educating people on life issues. Because at the end of the day, after going through all these courses, whatever amount of time you spend in school, you're going to come out and everybody is going to be faced with the same life problem. Just that different people will have like maybe an upper hand or a leverage over something, maybe money, maybe connection, but everybody is going to be faced with the same thing at first. We're getting a job, we're trying to live in a house, we're trying to make a family, we're trying to build a family, and things like that. But just as some people have like a greater advantage than others. So I feel like some problems or some situations can be avoided if people are being taught right and taught well. Yeah, so uni and the educational system in general doesn't prepare you for the world. You come out thinking that you know what to do, you had a first class or you had a second class upper, or you're the best graduating student in your set, and you come out and you're so confused. Everything you learned or have learned in the past years is now like trash. Because one problem is hitting you from this angle, another problem is hitting you from this angle, one is coming at your face, one is sneaking up behind you. Like, a lot of things are just happening and you don't know how to resolve them. And this boils down to what again? How can you solve this problem? Is read books, gain information, gain knowledge. And try to make it practical. Don't just read books and be like, I read this book, oh wow, that book was so interesting. Try and make these things practical and have friends. The honest truth is that I'm one of those people that believes that you go as far as your friend will go if you have real friends and good friends. I mean, if your friend is having 1 million naira in his or her account and you guys are like real friends, are like real, in fact, let's say best friends, so you understand how deep and tight your relationship should be. You guys are like best friends. There's every probability that if you don't have more than 1 million, or if you don't have 1 million, you're going to have from 500,000 naira and above. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but you go as far as your friend will go, and if they are willing to take you along with them, because I know a lot of people who have friends and their friends are not willing. That's why I said real friends. Real friends is very, very important. So the friends you keep is very, very important. I mean, if you have friends that pray and you need intercession, they will pray for you. If you have friends who are financially buoyant or who have financial knowledge and you need any kind of financial assistance, they will be there for you. If you have academic friends and you need any kind of academic assistance, they will be there for you. So having friends and reading book, I feel like, is a way to solve most of these things. And talking to somebody, especially for the mental health part, talking to somebody is very, very important and very, very essential. Please don't live in your shell. Don't live alone. If you want to go through this thing called life, even if you're not the kind of person to keep a lot of friends like I am. I don't keep a lot of friends, but have people who you can talk to when you need certain kind of things, people who you can run to when something comes up. I feel like that's just the way, because I don't know if the university standard or the system is going to change anytime soon, but these are the ways that you can survive and come out of these things. If there is anything I have not said here and you feel like the university doesn't teach us, please leave it in the comment section and I will address it. I remain Zara, by the way. I'll see you guys in my next one. Button below and join this family. You know, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.